The state of enlightenment, like true oneness, and I'm actually speaking this from experience. And people may think I'm just some schmuck who's just some guy, but we're all just some schmuck if we think that of ourselves. But I think very highly of everyone because I've realized that everyone can do this. But anyway, when you become totally at one, you are seriously at peace with anything. You could die, leave your human body, and be okay with that because once you start astral projecting and all that kind of stuff, you start realizing that there's so much more than just our physical body. So there's that one level, and there's people who get there to the astral projecting part and the lucid dreaming part, and it's the thought processes they have that hold them back from getting to the divine part. I mean, some of them do realize that, but then they have thought processes that hold them back from it. Say like people that are into horror movies and people that are into like smut. See, I'm very into sexuality, but I'm very passionate about it. Like I can go through all the sins, and a sin is just not living to your full potential. Like a minister is, you know what a minister is supposed to speak like high and high, highly. And a sinister is someone who just doesn't, who purposely doesn't live to his full potential. A sin, the reason they call it sin, it's sort of a misuse on the word, is sort of something that will cause you to be held back from living your full potential. Whether it's a crime or not, they call it a sin, but it's not really a sin. Breaking a law, all that kind of stuff. Like yes, in our physical world, that's what we call them. But the reason it's a sin is because you're going to end up being punished for it, and not exactly live up to your full potential. At least be held back at a point. You know what I'm saying? So, say like lust, like being lustful isn't necessarily a super sin unless you act upon it. And like the reason that you don't live up to your highest self with lust, and this is something I know through personal experiences, because when you waste your sexual energy, when you aimlessly just come and orgasm all the time, I mean, it's okay to release from time to time, of course, but when you hold that in, you can take yourself to a higher divine mentality, a higher divine just entity. It's a totally different feeling that you can't explain. You wouldn't think it from not releasing it. It's not just not having sex. You can have sex. In fact, sex helps it a lot because it gets it going in motion. It gets the fluids going. I mean, the ocean doesn't move without wind, right? So, like all the energies in your body are basically a formation of all the elements. So, like, I know that sounds weird to go. I don't want I mean to get all weird or anything like that about elements, but I'm just saying, like, just put into play that all those things are there in everything we do. The breathing we do, there's the wind, the body that we're made up of is the earth and all the chemicals and the fire and the electric and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to go on that, but anyway, like lust is a sin because of that. It's holding you back from your true potential because of what that energy can do for you. Uh, Eating gluttony, is eating too much can harm your body. It's going to hold you back from your true potential, of course, and it makes sense. Murder, all that kind of stuff, those kind of crimes, because you're going to get punished for them. And even if you didn't get punished for them, you get away with them, your karma, your mind will not let you get away with it without something. Even if you think you're the biggest badass and you're totally like, yeah, I'm the badass, I don't care about anybody. Eventually that's going to come back to you. You're not going to be in your prime in that state of mind at all times. You're just not. Nobody, nowhere is like that. Even someone who's deranged in this human mentality, this human, carnation of theirs, let's say they're a psychopath who constantly thinks of murder, murder, murder. But even if that's what they are, or who they are, supposedly, or you know what I'm saying, even if that's how they seem to be, when they die, their soul will realize what happened, kind of thing. I know it sounds corny, whatever, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. But to be truly enlightened is to be nothing, is to be happy with totally nothing. But then when you get there, you're like, okay, so now what do I do? Do I just, I could do things that would get everybody angry and, whatever towards me. And it's not that I'm worried about doing that. It's just I'm not going to do anything that's harmful either. So I'm going to stick with what I have going until I can make things work better. That's sort of what you would do. If we were in a time of Jesus, basically you would do whatever you could to help people and help yourself better life. You'd better life. That's what you would do. So I try to help as many people as I can. I try to speak to as many people as I can. I try to spread the word as much as I can about God and the true, what true divinity is. Like, I mean, I know it's people may think it's wrong because there's so many religions and so many whatevers, but I mean the best for everybody. So all those people that are doing those things, keep doing them if you need to, but just open your mind a little bit more and realize that there's so much more to spirituality than our religion. Like, follow your religion. That gives you something to believe in, because that's true too. Like, if you believe in something enough, it's true. So the reason all things are true is because they do happen on some plane. And that sounds really weird to most people, but it's not. It's really not. It's so phenomenal that it's hard to believe, because we get tricked by thinking the only amazing things are done with CGI and animation and computer generated stuff, but that's not it. That's not it at all. Like, imagination creates that and made those things possible. So maybe not all things are, you know inside everybody's mind, but they will be eventually, if that makes any sense. Watch a movie and see those things, or do whatever, and the next course of life, the next carnation, the next whatever, you will see it. You'll be there. All those things are going to happen to you. So it's just patience and accepting what you have right now and making the best of it. You can change this course. Of course, you have your conscious mind and you can make efforts to change things, but that doesn't always mean you're doing the right thing. So, feel things out, do that kind of thing. But there's times where I feel it's totally, when I feel total oneness, I can experience countless amounts of hours and days and months in a very, very short period of time. Like 10 minutes will be 5 months. And I don't know how, and I can't explain it, but I've done it over and over and over. And it's the most amazing thing to me that I've ever experienced. So I don't want to stop doing it. So I don't want to be weird, but it's something that's so amazing to me. I don't want to stop doing it. And I don't want to really do that much other than that, and have an effect on the world and people and the people I love, which is everybody. So, like, what else am I supposed to do besides follow, like, basically they're my studies and my practices, and I'm inventing my own. I mean, I'm not trying to come up with a religion or a following or anything like that, but it's just something I think would help other people learn, or help people get into it themselves. So it's not a religion, it's a meligion for each person. It's sort of funny. Anyway, I love you. I'm gonna go to the bank and go home and meditate and spend time with my family and all that awesome stuff. Peace.